And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Martina Bills. Thanks for joining us here on the WSAZ Now Desk for The Breakdown. Today we are talking about those smoky skies. The haze is back in our region. This time it's from wildfires in the western part of Canada, and they're really making an impact here in our region. I'm going to show you some video from Chicago because this is national video. This is downtown Chicago this morning, and you can see just how hazy it is there. Now, it's not really as hazy here in our region, but it is becoming increasingly more hazy. And actually, they're really warning people if you have health conditions or if you're in the sensitive groups of people, meaning elderly, children, or people with asthma or any other breathing problems, you really are urged to stay inside today. And to talk a little bit more about this, we are going to bring in News Channel 3 meteorologist Nicholas Snyder. And Nicholas, you know, this is one of those things. First off, I want to welcome you to The Breakdown. This is your first time here doing this with me.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thanks for having me on, Martina.
Yeah, and I know this is one of those topics that everyone, you go outside and you're like, what is going on? It's not, you know, fog that lifted after the morning commute. It's lingering. Talk a little bit about it from your perspective as a meteorologist.
Yeah, well, it even got me yesterday. I was thinking it was fog yesterday. Tony correctly called me out on that. We were seeing that smoke, and yeah, even more smoke today. So let's kind of break it down about why we're seeing this. Let's take a look at what's behind me here and show you. We have very, very unhealthy air quality denoted by these red colors right here, which I'll kind of highlight to you. Right here, all this unhealthy air quality, meaning folks with those breathing issues are going to have to stay inside, like I've said earlier, because it's just not ideal out there. But the reason we're seeing this is we have an area of high pressure that's kind of located just off to our west right here, and I'll drag this over to more accurately reflect where that's at. Kind of right here. What that's doing, it's pushing in some northerly winds in from Canada. So we're seeing that northerly flow moving on in from Canada, and that's driving all that smoke right into much of the Midwest and, of course, into portions of Appalachia out there. And the scenes, as a result, are like this. This is Huntington. I mean, this is just pretty crazy out there with all the smoke we're seeing.
It's definitely noticeable, isn't it?
Oh, it is certainly noticeable. I mean, you can usually see all those hills and down into the river valley in the backdrop here, and it's just covered up with smoke right there. So, yeah. Just a pretty sad day today because honestly, it would have been the best day of the week if it was sunny out there, or if we weren't seeing the smoke, I should say. It would have been plenty of sunshine and a pretty awesome day of weather. So it's unfortunate that we're seeing that. Now, as far as the rest of the day, this is kind of what we could be seeing from the smoke later on in the day. One of the supercomputer models kind of tracks this for us. Notice these orange colors that are into eastern portions of our coverage area toward the Charleston area, even into portions of Cabell County here, headed into Putnam County, along I-64 into Kanawha County, and then off to the east towards Clay, Nicholas, even down into Fayette and southern portions of Braxton counties right here. That denotes some pretty heavy smoke that should be moving in toward the afternoon and evening hours of today. So it's not going to get better, at least today. But as we head further into the future, this high pressure, which I'll show you right now, notice it moves off to the east rather quickly, and we start to see some southerly winds, which does mean we could see a little bit more of that clearing tomorrow. But I don't think it really gets out of here, Martina, until we start to see some rain coming in for Friday. So a little bit hazy tomorrow, but not quite as hazy today. There's your good news, but really not getting out of here until Friday when we see some rain moving in later on in the day.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned today would have been one of those good days to get outside and swim. The kids, my child has not been able to swim, and it sounds so silly, but this time of year you've already been in the pool, you've had that, you know, empty cans of sunscreen, and we really haven't been seeing it. And when we saw those temperatures this week, it was kind of like, oh, good pool days, and now it's kind of different.
Yeah, now kind of different because of the air quality. I think because things are going to slightly improve tomorrow, though, and it's going to be hotter for that fact, too. It's going to be in the upper 80s and lower 90s tomorrow. It should be a better pool day tomorrow. So there is some good news there, but unfortunately, it's still going to be a little bit hazy, just not quite as bad tomorrow.
Okay, Nicholas Snyder, News Channel 3's newest meteorologist. Welcome to the team, and thanks so much for the update, because I know this is on the minds of many today, Nicholas. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Martina.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about this. There is a website I'm going to show you here. It is called airnow.gov, and this is actually similar to the weather maps that our meteorologists deal with, but this is something you can use at home or on your phone if you kind of want to see what the air quality is like in your area. So we're just going to kind of zoom in. I had put the 25701 Huntington zip code in before, and you can see we're completely covered in red. And it's pretty much most of our viewing area. There's a little bit further down here, but primarily we are in red. And what red means is that the air quality outside is unhealthy. People with heart or lung disease, older adults, elderly, children, take these steps to reduce your exposure to this air quality. Avoid strenuous outdoor activities. Keep your outdoor activities short. You know, if you're going to the grocery store and you're going from your car into the store, you should be fine there. But if you really have to spend time outside, that's what they're saying can be a little tricky. And consider moving physical activities indoors or really rescheduling. Like Nicholas was saying, it's really not a good day to be at the pool because you're outside for an extended period of time. But for anyone else with possible breathing and lung issues, you know, if you have asthma or COPD, choose less strenuous activities. Take a walk instead of running so you don't lose your have a hard time breathing. Shorten the amount of time outside and be active outdoors when that air quality is better. And as Nicholas Snyder just told us, that is going to be improving by Friday, so here in our region. Now, the Greenup County Public Safety just posted this on their Facebook page that the Kentucky Energy and Environmental Cabinet is declaring a requested an air quality alert to be issued for the entire state of Kentucky. So a lot of our viewing area as well. This is for members of those sensitive groups that we were just talking about, the elderly people, people with breathing problems, or very young children, and really just to limit your time outside today. But again, if you have to go out to the mailbox and walk back in, that's not going to be of harm to you, but just really be conscious of how much time you are spending outside. You should be able to get all your errands done if you're coming from your car into the grocery store, going into the post office or whatever. But just definitely, it's kind of a day to kind of maybe relax inside, hopefully in air conditioning, and really wait for the winds and the smoky situation moving into our region from Canada to clear out, and hopefully just in time for that holiday weekend coming up, because I know a lot of people have a lot planned. The regatta in Charleston, people are going to be outside taking part in all those festivities. So hopefully this all improves by the weekend. Here on The Breakdown, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you back here. For now, thanks for joining us.